The word Sundarbans translates literally to beautiful forest, but past the tree line, that beauty gives way to a 10,000 square kilometer maze of mud, saltwater, and predatory threats. There are no roads here. This delta is fractured into over 3,000 islands, connected only by a twisting network of tidal rivers. Navigate these waters, and you share the space with the saltwater crocodile, an ancient ambush predator that controls the muddy danks. Step onto the shore, and the danger shifts to the ground. The mud hides some of Asia's most venomous snakes, like the common kite. But the undisputed ruler of this terrain is the Royal Bengal tiger. In this isolated ecosystem, the rivers, the mud, and the apex predators form a closed trap. Venturing into this delta alone guarantees near certain death. Yet people still enter. Local villagers rely on the delta for their survival, navigating deep into the mangroves on tiny wooden boats to catch fish and harvest the highly prized wild Kelsey honey. By doing so, they become part of the food chain. The tigers here actively hunt humans, claiming roughly 30 lives every single year. These tigers will stealthily swim across wide, treacherous tidal rivers, silently stalking small human vessels from the water. Despite the daily terror, the villagers revere the forest, praying to the local goddess Bonbibi to shield them from the tigers before every expedition. If this green hell offers only violent death, why do the people who suffer its wrath protect it so fiercely and even worship it as their savior? To understand the forest, you have to look beneath the mud. This delta was once connected to a massive ancient megaforest known as Angaraland, which harbored early human civilization. There are remnants of 400-year-old temples hidden in the core area, and researchers have even found the fossilized remains of war elephants dating back to the battles of King Prataparaticha. But nature violently reclaimed the territory. Rising tides and shifting rivers drowned the settlements, completely rewriting the biological rules of survival for anything left inside. This ecosystem is an active conqueror that forcefully expelled human settlement to establish its own lethal order. That brutal takeover engineered a unique biological catalyst. Because the tides dominate the delta, there is virtually no fresh water. Every animal here is forced to drink from the salty ocean wash. For the tigers, a constant intake of heavy salt water affects their digestion and significantly raises their blood pressure. Biologists note that this physiological stress makes them unusually irritable and highly aggressive. Then there is the terrain. The ground is thick, sinking mud covered in millions of needle-like breathing roots called pneumatophores, which the mangrove trees push up to get oxygen. Navigating these dense, wooden spikes makes chasing down agile prey like deer or wild boars incredibly exhausting and painful for the tigers. Burning massive amounts of energy just to walk, these stressed predators are forced to become opportunistic. A human collecting honey or pulling a net is slower, easier to catch, and highly susceptible to an ambush from behind. Between the saltwater biology and the spiked terrain, the delta operates as a landscape perfectly engineered to repel human intrusion. The terrifying hostility of the tiger is the exact reason this forest still exists today. By actively hunting humans, the tigers have served as a highly effective biological security force. The terror they inspire keeps people away, preventing the mass logging and deforestation that destroys most coastal mangroves. This map of the Bay of Bengal shows the true scale of this natural fortress. The Sundarbans forms a massive green wall spanning the coast. When devastating oceanic cyclones barrel toward the mainland, they are forced to slam directly into this dense mangrove barrier. Because the deadly predators inadvertently saved the trees, the sprawling forest was preserved to act as a colossal shock absorber for extreme weather. The thick trunks and complex root systems break the cyclone's wind speed and absorb massive tidal surges, preventing catastrophic inland destruction. Just behind this biological shield sits a highly vulnerable population center, the megacity of Kolkata, which relies on the delta to weather the worst storms. This is why the local guides and villagers don't hate the forest that takes their neighbors. They recognize the stakes, often referring to the dangerous wilderness directly as their first god. It is a profound ecological trade-off. The world's deadliest forest demands a harsh toll in human lives, but in exchange, it stands its ground to shield millions from the ocean.